Number 1. Crash Landing on You. Yes, Crash Landing on You is absolutely perfect. Because after all the political conflicts and family dramas, we finally have our charming, brilliant, and amazingly rich couple Yoon Se-ri and Ri Jung-hyuk reuniting at the end. They share this heart-fluttering hug, where Se-ri literally ran into Jung-hyuk's arms. And, of course, a long-awaited kiss in this beautiful green field in Switzerland. Such a perfect ending to a perfect drama, am I right? Well, you thought wrong. Because this finale is like slapping a meager band-aid over a bullet wound. Like, for starters, they can't get married, because the male lead Ri Jung-hyuk is still this super important North Korean military man. And Yoon Se-ri is still, well, South Korean. Sure, she can change her nationality if she so wishes, but Jung-hyuk will still be stuck in dictator land. And who knows how long he can stay in Switzerland for their reunion, and when he will have to return. As a pretty critical figure in his home country, our male lead can, at most, ditch his businesses to visit his star-crossed lover a couple times a year. And while meeting your lover once every few months sounds romantic, it just wasn't too practical. That's not to say Se-ri is also separated from her other North Korean friends forever. So considering that they are her only friends, the ending of Crash Landing on You is not exactly what we'd call a happily ever after. Number 2. Extraordinary You. They say that love transcends space and time. And seeing that Haru and Dan-oh managed to find each other many times in many stories, they have proven this statement right, especially when they are comic book characters, whose every action is controlled by some mysterious author. So when Dan-oh reunites with Haru at the end of Extraordinary You, this time as side characters whose actions are way less limited, we get this false illusion that this is a happy ending. Unfortunately, it's not. First of all, this is not exactly the Haru and Dan-oh that we get to see throughout the series. Just another version of them, in yet another world. Secondly, they're still characters that can be controlled anytime the author wishes. So any day, the author could wake up and decide to delete one of them out of existence for convenience.
하루야.
And taking in Dan-oh's cameo in True Beauty, where she still has to go on a date with the person she doesn't like, it's safe to assume that our cute Haru-Dan-oh couple is still going to be stuck in this loop where they gain self-awareness, find each other, and then get ripped apart, over and over and over again. Yikes. Number 3. Mr. Queen. Time traveling into the body of the opposite gender sounds wild. But it is this sequence of events that creates the charm of Mr. Queen. Historical and comedy rarely go together, but Mr. Queen makes it work. And while there's still a fair share of palace drama, it still keeps us laughing for a good while and delivers a happy ending. Or did it? At the end of the series, we see our main couple successfully overthrowing the evil Queen Mother, the main character getting back to his timeline with all accusations cleared, and the king lives happily ever after with his queen, who is, you know, the actual queen. Not a modern man acting as her. But this is not a happy ending. At all. For starters, the evil people are still alive, just locked up and not even in jail. While our second male lead, who doesn't actually do anything wrong, ended up dead under a cliff after saving the female lead. Then, because the main character has returned to his original body, he doesn't get to enjoy all of these efforts. The king he's in love with is in love with someone completely different, because apparently all character building can't amount to some childhood history. And he's stuck alone in the modern times. I don't know about you, but bearing a child for a guy when you are a totally manly soul only to get no merits doesn't exactly sound like a happy ending. Number 4. Vincenzo. Now, don't get us wrong. The series Vincenzo is perfect as it is. And the final episode has got an emotional kiss, a found family, and all evil beings rightfully punished, but it is not exactly a happy ending in the traditional sense. From an objective view, Vincenzo is a wanted criminal in South Korea.
Arresto e sotto rimpatrio obbligatorio. 총 버리세요, 빈센조 까사무씨.
And has to reside all alone in this personal island that he'd purchased with his pile of gold. Sure, he gets to see his lover maybe a couple times a year, and can act as a tour guide for the Gumga Plaza family while at it. However, his wanted status means that they still have to do everything super sneakily, because one wrong move can lead to a lifetime arrest. And Hong Cha-young and Vincenzo can hardly get married, because she's a strong, independent woman still fighting for the oppressed, while Vincenzo is, well, Vincenzo, retired billionaire mafia counselor residing in an isolated island. Truth be told, the ending could have been way more fulfilling if Vincenzo had just offed the evil trio when he had the chance. But he has to take his sweet time toying around like your full tabby cat. Still, we have to say this finale is as good as it gets. After all, actor Song Joong-ki himself believes that Vincenzo is not a good guy, and the ending is just a partial retribution for his past deeds. Number 5. Rooftop Prince. Ah yes, ending this list is an all-time classic that will surely make you burst out in laughter. Rooftop Prince brings you all the elements you would want in a K-drama. From mystery, romance, comedy to palace drama. And, time traveling. At the end of the series, all the questions throughout it all are brought to light. We learned who was behind the Crown Prince's death, who tried to assassinate the Crown Prince, and even more surprising details. And while our main couple was separated by time, they still remember their emotions clearly, and the female lead even meets a reincarnated version of her lover as the series closes. Not bad. But is this actually a happy end? Even if the female lead gets together with the reincarnated doppelganger, she is still looking at her prince through him. And even if they look exactly the same, trying to find a replacement for your Joseon-era lover is a no-no move. Furthermore, in the past, the prince still had to send the ancient Sena and her mother into exile, completely going against the wishes of the female lead when she chose to sacrifice herself. Finally, evil sister Sena never got punished for all the evil things she does, from burning her younger sis's face to making her an orphan. So we just gotta say justice was not enacted in this series. Before you go, there's some honorable mentions that almost make the list. W. Two Worlds. Comic book Kang Chul got sent to reality, but how will he survive without any identification? Gu Family Book. Getting together with a 400-year younger version of your deceased lover is just not the same. The Heirs. Tyrant Father is probably just leaving Kim Tan and Eun Sang alone because he's hospitalized. Startup. You don't leave your blind grandmother alone with an underdeveloped mobile app. And that's the list. Do you agree with our list? Do you know of any other happy endings that ain't quite that happy? Feel free to let us know in the comment section. And if you want more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to bbalidrama. We'll come back soon. See ya!